Hello, very good morning and welcome to Athavan newspaper highlights. Today, Monday, 5th of September 2016. This is Edway to the Davasagayam Pillai with the highlights of today's English newspaper. Firstly, let's have a look on the Daily Mirror. The main headline says, Lankan High Commissioner assaulted by LTTE sympathizers in Malaysia. Sri Lankan High Commissioner to Malaysia and the Second Secretary were reported to have been mobbed by a group of protesters at the Kuala Lumpur airport in Malaysia yesterday when they arrived at the airport to send off MP Dinesh Gunawardena, who was on a visit to the country with the former President Mahinda Rajapaksa. Government condemns attack on High Commissioner, summons Malaysian envoy. The Deputy Minister said the Malaysian envoy in Sri Lanka would be summoned to the ministry this morning to register protest. In the wake of the attack on the Sri Lankan High Commissioner in Malaysia by a group of LTTE sympathizers, the Foreign Affairs Ministry will summon the Malaysian envoy here this morning to raise the matter, a Deputy Minister said yesterday. 6 killed, 17 injured in 5 road accidents. 6 people were killed and 17 others injured in 5 separate road accidents in the past 24 hours in several places in the country, police said. Teenage girl who attempted suicide saved by police. A 14-year-old girl who attempted to commit suicide after allegedly being raped by an elderly man was stopped from doing so by the police and the suspect taken into custody. Navy seizes 30 million rupees worth heroin. An Indian national who was transporting a stock of heroin worth over 30 million rupees was arrested by the Navy in Mannar on Saturday night along with 5 Sri Lankans who were helping him. Secondly, let's move to daily news. The main headline says, Sri Lankan envoy to Malaysia attacked by group of protesters. Foreign Affairs Deputy Minister Dr. Harshadi Silva confirming reports of a mob attack on the Sri Lankan High Commissioner in Malaysia said the matter would be taken up at the highest level with the Malaysian government. President tells Sri Lanka Freedom Party's 65th convention in Kurunegala. SLFP will contest under hand symbol at LG polls. Convention attracts huge crowd. Stresses need to reorganize party and form clean political movement. President Maithripala Sirisena addressing the Sri Lanka Freedom Party's 65th convention in Kurunegala yesterday stressed that the SLFP will contest the upcoming local government elections under the party's traditional hand symbol. He invited other political parties supporting the SLFP and those who are willing to do so in the future to contest as a common front in future polls under the hand symbol. President Sirisena also invited SLFP parliamentarians in the joint opposition group to work within the party to form a SLFP-led government in the future. I took over the leadership to form a SLFP-led government, the president added, while observing that some were attacking him both openly and in secretly. The president questioned whether they were conspiring against him as he is a man from humble background. He pointed out that he is the president who is mostly close to the general public as he came from a humble background when compared to the other 6 executive presidents in the country. Mother Teresa declared saint by Pope Francis. Mother Teresa, revered for her work with the poor in India, has been proclaimed a saint by Pope Francis in a ceremony at the Vatican. Tens of thousands of pilgrims had flocked to St. Peter's Square for the Mass and canonization. 2 miraculous cures of the sick after Mother Teresa's death in 1997 have been attributed to her intercession. In India, a special Mass was celebrated at the Missionaries of Charity, the order she founded in Kolkata. Finally, let's move to Ceylon today. The main headline says, Protest against MR in Malaysia. LTTE sympathizers assault Sri Lankan ambassador Second Seki. Lasandas remains to be exhumed. The body of former Sunday leader editor Lasantha Wickrematunge will be exhumed in the coming week, according to reliable sources. His grave at the Morella Cemetery has been provided with police protection so that there would be no opportunity for anyone attempting to tamper with the remains. Vikramatunga was assassinated on 8 January 2009 after being on Amnesty International's endangered list since 1998 when anti-tank shells were fired at his house. In 2010, Vikramatunga was declared a World Press Freedom Hero by the International Press Institute. With that, let's come to an end of today's paper highlights. So we will come with more news tomorrow morning. Thanks for listening to Athavan Newspaper Highlights.